Hi, we're the developers of the iOS app PowerPods. My name is Bosco Madrid.
I'm Duncan Evans.
I'm Jada Kahan.
I'm Jenny Schultz.
I'm Jackson O'Grove. Our problem, with the start of the pandemic and new challenges faced from the current political climate, people are using social media to connect now more than ever. The current popular platforms, however, have many different types of posts and communities. When people are in a crisis situation or want to help others, they have to navigate through many different kinds of posts, accounts, and ads to achieve the goal of building community accountability. PowerPods is an app implementation of a transformative justice community building tool to serve as an alternative to policing. The main function of the app is for users to digitally organize their support system as a tool to use during violent, harmful, and abusive situations, whether they are a survivor, bystander, or the person that did the harm. We wanted to create an app that specifically helps you connect with friends, allies, and organizations that are willing to help you tackle and prevent different issues and situations you typically deal with on your own. Unlike other social media platforms, you can specifically focus on issues regarding safety and well-being within a community. Being able to create, map, and manage your community helps give you a sense of security and the skills you need to live a safe and fulfilling life in the world threatened by police brutality and contagious illnesses, a world that expects individuals to tackle their problems alone or to seek potentially unsafe alternatives. This app is meant to help you maintain and develop your sense of security and learn how resilient communities can overcome large obstacles.
As for the technologies that our app uses, iOS is the proprietary operating system of Apple devices. Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world, and especially it's a major player in terms of the mobile devices, which makes them an excellent target for the app idea. Xcode is the IDE most frequently used to make apps for iOS devices. We use this using the Swift programming language, which is primarily used in iOS development. Firebase is a multi-purpose backend set of tools developed by Google that includes a lot of features. The ones we primarily use are Firestore and authentication, which provide both our database backend and user authentication. The database works on a series of collections and documents which hold our various user information. We also make use of the authentication services to create and manage user accounts, which gives a secure experience. TestFlight is Apple's development platform that allows for us to put all of our apps on the actual devices that have TestFlight and access our development, which lets us test features on the actual devices themselves and not just with emulators. We have to use all of these different resources together in order to form an app that keeps almost all the information off of the user's device directly, thus ensuring the maximum possible privacy. Firestore, while it has a lot of different quirks, is incredibly useful in making our app work how we intended. We initially intended to use Flutter for messaging, but we found it had too many issues with our other features and had to find an alternate solution, again using Firebase.
Next, we're going to show our demo and demonstrate how to manage your account and show the tutorial on how to create, delete, post skills, messages, and groups. So Penny Smith is an example user. She's a 52-year-old leader and mother figure in her community. A stay-at-home mother of 4 children, she prides herself in being a member of the PTA, LGBTQ+ rights activist, the neighborhood leader, and a mother to all. With her youngest children becoming teens, she wants to ensure that their neighbors is a safe environment. Penny likes being involved and providing an example for the community. Lately, she has been noticing injustice and disarray within and outside of her community. She is hoping to become better informed to prevent this behavior in her own community. Viola Martinez, now 26 years old, came to the United States as an undocumented immigrant. Growing up, her family was very poor and concealed. After receiving a high school diploma, Viola entered the working world without many options. Doing her best, she now finds herself in a relationship with a man who manages to support her and her family. Lately, Viola's partner has become more and more volatile, perpetuating domestic abuse and unleashing a wrath on their household. Due to her illegality and dependency, Viola feels stuck in the situation. She seeks an alternative solution.
Okay, so Penny Smith starts out creating an account. She fills out all the necessary fields and then scrolls through the tutorial. And then she goes to settings and looks through the users to find interesting posts and likes a couple of them and adds them as contacts. Then she shares a resource and posts a resource. Then she adds a description to her profile. And updates it. Then she tries to add a skill. And adds another skill.
Next, Viola creates an account. She adds all the necessary fields to create an account. She clicks through the tutorial. And then she navigates to the search page to find some resources or some people. She recognizes Penny. She reads Penny's post. She finds out she's in the same neighborhood. She likes her post. Then she adds Penny as a contact. She goes back to her home screen and she doesn't know what to do. So she clicks on the question button to find out what to do. Then she goes to her post and she adds Penny's post to a group. And then she goes to her contacts and she adds Penny to a group.
Okay, so Penny receives a notification and goes to messages and sees Viola's message and replies, saying she's willing to help. Then she edits her skill and updates it. Now she deletes her messages. and edits her post and updates it. Then she makes a new post and then decides to delete it.
Viola navigates to the messaging and messages Penny, reaching out about wanting some help. She then navigates home to wait for Penny's response. Penny messages her back. Viola decides to respond and decides to save Penny's information elsewhere and asks Penny to delete her messages. Viola then closes her messages after seeing it's delivered, and she clears her conversation with Penny, deleting all the messages. She then decides to remove Penny from her group and Penny's post from her group by dragging them out. And removes Penny as a contact and goes to her home screen and decides it's time for her to log out. Thank you for viewing our app.